Hi, this is Stacy with Gooseberry Bridge Farm, and it is August in the garden. We have, I don't know what that was, a stink bug? I'm picking even cherry tomatoes while they're blushing at this point because the bugs are so bad here this year, partly because I'm not doing anything about them. Oh, can I get it out? These will all just ripen indoors, and they do have some stink bug damage, it looks like. It is, this is kind of a jungle back here. I've really been keeping up with weeding this year. If you've watched any of my past tours, garden tours last year, whatever, there's I think there's an acorn squash back there. Just not here. Not this section. I don't know. This section, I'll weed this section next year. This section was also supposed to be sauce tomatoes, and there are some. I mean, there's a whole bunch right here. These are the grandaneros, and I am loving them. It's a hybrid sauce tomato variety. I also have San Marzanos, which is this really compact bushy thing. This is more spread out. I mean, part of that is my pruning, but for the most part, this was the natural state of the grandanero. I hardly pruned it at all, and that bush there was the San Marzanos, which makes it a lot more prone to disease. These two giant monsters are also grandaneros, and look, at how little blight and whatnot is on their leaves, which these San Marzanos are actually really healthy too. But when I show you what's in the other part of the garden, you'll see what I'm talking about. Hey, Teddy. Hi. Teddy's helping water that completely dead kohlrabi, and we have basil and peppers over here. Yeah, the caterpillars are just eating it. All right, this is my other sauce tomato row, and here are more grandaneros. They've got a little bit of issues, but lots of healthy leaves on them. I mean, there's some small issues, but this one is a San Marzano, and a more pruned San Marzano. The grandanero is just coming over to take over. I did every other plant in this row, San Marzano and grandanero. And the reason there's no ripening tomatoes on there is because I just picked them all. But overall, I'm just super happy with them. They were recommended by a fellow Instagram gardener, so I am really glad I did that. I think I'm going to plant like 2 whole rows of them next year, and just know that we'll have enough sauce tomatoes, because I'm making almost all of our sauce right now out of these. We just finished digging up all of our potatoes a couple days ago, very late. This row I did a few weeks ago. We're going to replant this with bush beans. These are also bush beans, but they're pretty much done. Then this other potato area I normally plant with bush beans in the fall, but I'm not going to this year. I'm going to plant a cover crop here and try to work on the soil a little bit. The soil's actually been really good, and it's not done bad with doing potatoes in the spring and bush beans in the fall. And really that is kind of like almost cover cropping, because I never finish picking the bush beans before they freeze, and then I just chop them off, and it's still good. It's just a mess out here. You think we're done?
Yeah.
I've been trying to... Here, can you take these, Teddy?
Yeah.
Hold out your shirt. I've got a pocket full of cherry tomatoes for you. All right, that one that's cracked, we might need to get rid of. Is this really a good potato? It is totally a good potato. All right. All right, so this is okra in a raised bed that I planted cabbage in the spring, and now it's okra. I'm going to show you this okra. This is like a dwarf okra variety. Let's see if I can get under here. It's so, what would you call it? Compact? Dense? I don't know. Look how like close together everything is. I don't know what I was supposed to do with the spacing on this. There's an okra there that I need to get. And I don't know if I can pick them off this. clippers. No, I'm gonna need my clippers. I didn't think it had any yet, but regular, I've also got a few of these in a few other places, but they're doing really well in this bed. I've got regular okra back here. I've got like 3 different varieties, but you see how tall it is? It's already probably like 4.5 feet tall. And it's all very spread out, which actually makes it a bit easier to harvest, but it takes up a lot of space. Teddy found a pumpkin. Yeah, that looks good. Can you guys like maybe wash it off since it's so dirty? Anyway, so back to the other okra over here. It's been really hard to keep it watered in this bed because of the leaves and the way they hang over the raised bed. I have to water kind of underneath on the end. And I've also got some branching sunflowers in there with it because why not? And there's a lot of those are thyme and rosemary under here, but I didn't realize this okra was going to get quite that big. It's like regular sized leaves on tiny plants, and all the leaves squished onto a tiny plant. It's very interesting. I believe the variety was Baby Bubba. There's one right over there too. Just checking these peppers because I'm afraid they're going to get sunburned. This variety turns kind of sunset colors. Look how productive it is. These are blot peppers.
Cucamelons.
Yep. Robin found the cucamelons that I didn't plant. They're in the herb bathtub. You can see all the vines right here hanging out. I don't know how they got there, but cucamelons are fun, so whatever. All right, so I feel like I'm basically like giving a tour of sad and dying things, but I kind of probably do this every August. But here is the squash bed. So I'm actually really happy with this at this point in time. We'll see how I feel about it next year if we don't get a really cold winter and our squash plants or squash bugs are really bad. But I mean, there were squash here, they're all dead. But look at all of the ones that are alive. This is basically 2 varieties, and I will put a picture and a little description of them or their name or whatever on the screen. It was 2 new varieties I tried. They're both hybrid varieties. Oh, summer squash and a zucchini, but those are the survivors. And that's amazing because I basically did nothing. I did like 2 rounds early on of picking squash bug eggs off of them with the duct tape. And then I quit. And I didn't protect them from vine borers. I didn't protect them from squash bugs. I had 50 plants. And now I have like, I don't know, there's probably at least 10 left, maybe 15. And they are still producing a little bit. They're not very happy, but I mean, they've got squash bug pressure, they've had vine borer damage, and I have not watered them. So, and we haven't had rain in a couple weeks. And it's been really hot. So I'm not surprised that they like slacked off on production, but they're alive. Victory. All right, and another thing that's going pretty well is my succession planting of pole beans. These are in the tomato rows, which I don't know, I may have overdone it, but like usually at this time of year, my tomatoes are kind of losing their leaves and they like a little bit more shade. So I put some bush beans, and I had also some cucumbers in here, but now there's kind of a lot of bush beans down this tomato row, and they may be shading them a bit too much, but I don't know. That'll be to be determined, basically. But also they're kind of taking over everything. I've been trying to keep them on their own trellises, and it's not working. But there's going to be like tons of new bush or pole beans, which is nice because you can pick them standing up, and just with this many, I'm going to be getting enough to still keep canning them. So I think I mentioned I'm not going to plant as many bush beans in the fall this year. That's because we just don't need them. Our pole beans have been doing really well. I planted enough of them finally this year, and so I don't know, it's crazy. I feel weird about not needing to grow everything all the time. So speaking of things we really don't need, this is a 4x12 bed. It's hard to see because it's so full of peppers, and this is Thai basil in a little section on the end, which is actually covering up the Thai chili peppers that are down here. Anyway, They're littler, so I left them on the end. And I'm not sure what this is. I think I may have planted like a ghost pepper here. That's what that looks like. Whatever. The rest of this, for the most part, is mammoth jalapenos, serranos, and cayennes. With some other stuff mixed in. Like, I don't know what this is. This looks like something. Yeah, these look like something very spicy. I don't know. I just kind of planted all of the extra spicy peppers from my plant sale here. And I'm just watering them and letting them go until it's time to pick them all. I just saw one that was making a whole bunch of peppers. I was going to look at this one. I think this is a lemon jalapeno. Oh, I can see it because it's like a lighter colored jalapeno, but then these, who knows? My tags are all gone. These look like the cayennes. Right here, these are baby cayennes. And they're hanging out of the bed like 3 feet. There's one like purple cayenne plant here, but just like I said, I mean, the bed is only a foot tall and these peppers are almost 5 feet tall. There's the mammoth jalapeno section. I don't know if you can see these guys. They're still growing, but they're getting big. And also just all over the place. Oh, there's the serranos through there. I don't know if you can see them though. Ooh, there they are. All right, so this looks like probably it for our basket this morning. And we got pumpkin. Because I don't want to pick bush beans. There's okra and squash under those tomatoes too. Well, I guess I'll show you guys the other side of the garden. I was over there earlier and just didn't do it. We've got a lot of other peppers that are coming around. I talked about the sunburned ones, which there's some more of those right there. Sunburned. It was going to be like amazing bell pepper year, and now half of them are gone. These are shishitos. So they're actually doing really well. I could harvest some of these. They're kind of on the ground, which isn't great for them. But they're good green. They ripen to red, but I need to pick some of those. Our tomatillos are looking okay. Let's get over here. I mean, they're here. They're not quite ready. It's really been hard to keep them watered in the raised bed back here since I never set up my irrigation. Anyway, I'm gonna hope that that's enough to do a garden update video because I've been just struggling to make videos this summer. But hey, I know it doesn't look like it right now, but I have done so much better with the weeds this year. So like one thing at a time. I could either, do better at videos, or I could actually take care of all these plants that I planted and and now I'm walking through the worst part. So if you remember from my videos other years, the strawberry area was the bad weedy spot. It was over there, and now this was mulched. There's a loofah growing in here, and we just haven't weed-eated it. And now my peach tree appears to have died. It was fine and had leaves 2 weeks ago, and now all the leaves are gone. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it isn't really a good spot for a peach tree. It was a volunteer. Let me back up. It was getting too much shade and it was leaning over the garden, but I mean, it's not like I was going to take out a peach tree, but now it looks bad. So it's probably going to go, or at least be heavily pruned this year. And then we can do something else with this little area that was mulchy and nothing would grow in it. But this is what mulch seems to do here. Make weeds. Now I need to go water my raspberries. Oh. My squash tunnel has not fared as well with it is doing okay. There's a pumpkin. There's another pumpkin. We just picked a pumpkin. I picked spaghetti squash off of that side of the tunnel, and now the plants are all dead. But I don't know, the squash bugs and the vine borers and cucumber beetles and all that have done more harm to this, but I don't know. I actually see 3 new pumpkins, so maybe it's not so bad. So this is going to be the year of raspberries. I was going to plant them and it was going to happen. And now it's August. And these are my raspberries in pots, which, I mean, some of them are doing okay. These are good. And they made berries. Look, this guy. And this is a goji berry that's been in a pot for 2 years. And it made berries. This piece is growing out of the bottom of the pot, so I'm not sure if this might be its forever home. And then I have 2 cherry trees here, which are in these weedy pots. And this is all that's left of one. And this is all that's left of the other. Now, it's done that twice since it's been in this pot, and then grown back leaves, so I don't know. Here's some more tomatoes I can pick. Oh, there's another raspberry down there that's ready. A tiny one, so little. So I don't know. I need to plant them. This is where they're going. Well, I guess we didn't mow this. I'll come at it from the other side. All right. This is where we're planting them. They're supposed to go here. And there's a raspberry there. And this is also raspberries. Which, yeah, it's just such a hard thing to keep contained. Blackberries are easier, but raspberries taste better. So, but these are our current raspberries, and they, even when we do keep track of the weeds and whatnot, they have a really hard time. Ow. Oh, I dropped one. They don't produce very much. They're just not a super productive variety, but they're an everbearing variety, I guess, if you want to compare it to strawberries and whatnot. So they're not good for like preserving because they just keep making them all summer. And we just pick usually little handfuls off of these few plants. They don't really spread much. My kids just eat them. They taste really good. Anyway, this area is supposed to be the canning raspberries, and I clearly just haven't gotten to it yet. So I'm hoping they survive, and maybe we can plant them soon, the next few weeks, and get them established before winter. Gotta be better than leaving them in the pots. And I'm gonna walk back here behind the blackberry patch and show you one more thing, and it is my cotton row. They're doing well. This is my experiment this year. I think they're doing well. I really have no idea because I don't know what's good and what's not, but they're blooming. There's a cotton flower, and they're making some of the seed pod things. Here's one. Let's see, that's gonna turn into a cotton ball or whatever. I don't know what you call these things on such a small scale. There's a big one. It's got like lines on it, like it's gonna open at some point. It says basically they take forever before they actually open. There's one down there, and they're all gonna be really low at first, but I'm thinking these guys, if I can get these big long branches to make cotton, then that would be nice. These Japanese beetles, this is, oh my gosh, ridiculous. I thought they would be gone by now. It's August. Leave, guys. Oh, they're really bad. I need to get a soapy water cup out here and collect them all. Just look, they're getting onto my cotton. They don't seem to eat the cotton though. They're just all over the marigolds. I'll grab some. So gross. Oh, he's getting away. All right, I think I took care of the Japanese beetle problem there in that row. I gotta quit for today, or for this morning. I've got other things we need to do. Here is my coffee can full of Japanese beetles. So how fun is that?